Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're really getting into something crucial for volleyball outside hitters. How to build that strategic and aggressive mindset.
Yeah, it's a big one. Dominating at the net isn't just about physical skill.
Exactly. We've looked at a bunch of stuff, USA volleyball materials, Canadian Elite Academy insights, coaching ebooks, guides, videos, you name it.
Lots of good perspectives.
So our mission today is basically to unpack how this aggressive approach really helps outside hitters and maybe more importantly, how coaches can actually, cultivate it.
Right. And it's interesting because aggressiveness here isn't just like brute force.
No.
No, it's more sophisticated. Think competitive spirit, real confidence, and a smart willingness to risk certain attacks, calculated risks.
Okay, let's break that down. What does this aggressiveness look like for an outside hitter based on what we've seen?
Well, that comprehensive guide to coaching really lays it out. It stresses it's not just wild hitting, it's about maintaining a competitive edge consistently.
Fueled by confidence.
Exactly. Confidence and being ready to try those harder shots. It's about always being an offensive threat that the other team has to deal with.
And why is that constant pressure so key for the outside hitter role?
Well, think about the other side. If an attacker is always coming at you with conviction, it forces blockers and defenders onto their back foot, basically.
They have to react more.
Yeah, they dedicate more attention, more resources to stopping that specific player. And the guide also points out something else. It can actually inspire the hitter's own team.
Oh, interesting. Like setting the tone.
Precisely. It raises the whole team's energy, their competitive level. It's a statement.
That makes sense. It's almost psychological, isn't it?
Well,
As much as physical.
Definitely.
So you mentioned confidence being critical. How does that directly, empower the aggressiveness?
Confidence is really the engine, right? It drives that willingness to take the strategic risks. The coaching guide connects it directly. Well, a confident attacker isn't afraid to, say, hit line when the block expects cross or try a tip into a tight spot. They trust their skills.
So they dictate play more.
Exactly. They can force errors just by being assertive and unpredictable. Confidence lets them attempt those riskier but potentially higher reward shots.
And we saw a bit about this level of ultimate confidence in the Canadian Elite Academy stuff too, right?
Yeah, that's right. They mentioned those Elite 1 or Elite 2 SUSA status sessions.
What were those about?
Well, they didn't detail everything, but the goal was making the best become unstoppable. Seems like high-level groups really pushing that peak performance.
Unstoppable.
Wow. Yeah, the implication is at that truly elite level, unwavering belief in yourself isn't just nice, it's essential. It's expecting to succeed.
Got it. So it really changes your whole approach.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk more about this willingness to risk attacks. What does that mean in a game situation? Hitting harder every time.
No, not quite. The coaching guide is clear. Strategic risk isn't reckless. It's not just swinging for the fences constantly.
So it's calculated.
Right. It's about making smart attempts to exploit a weakness you see, or maybe just catch the defense off guard with something they don't expect. It requires reading the game.
So it's not just about pure power then.
Not at all. Actually, the guide really pushes developing a whole arsenal of shots.
Like what?
Power spikes, yeah, but also smart tips, different speed roll shots, sharp cuts, variety.
To keep the defense guessing.
Exactly. The more tools you have, the less predictable you are. Makes the block's job much, much harder.
And there's more to it than just the arm swing, right?
Yeah.
Physical control.
Oh, absolutely. Body control, hang time, the guide highlights these as critical.
Why is that?
Because it gives the hitter time in the air to see the block, see the defense, and then make tiny adjustments. Maybe change from a hard swing to a roll shot or hit around the block instead of trying to go over.
That mid-air adjustment. Yeah, that's advanced.
It's a sign of a really skilled and strategically risky attacker.
Okay, this all sounds great, but how do coaches actually teach this? You can't just tell someone, be aggressive, can you?
Haha. No, definitely not. It's a process. Several sources touched on this. The Coaching Sports to Internet Brats ebook mentioned setting high expectations.
High, but reachable.
Yeah, and constantly encouraging players to push past their comfort zones, valuing that effort to grow.
And feedback must be huge here.
Crucial. The main coaching guide really emphasizes positive feedback, recognizing the effort and the improvement, not just whether the attack scored.
That builds confidence, I bet.
It does, and it helps create that supportive atmosphere the guide talks about. Players need to feel safe, trying things, making mistakes, and knowing it's part of learning. That whole growth mindset thing.
Right, focusing on the process, not just the immediate result.
Exactly. And another point from Internet Brats was about teaching athletes how to think, not just what to think.
Empowering them.
Yes. Fostering independence so they make smart decisions during the game. That's vital for that proactive strategic aggression we're talking about. They need to analyze and choose in real time.
And handling pressure comes into this too, surely.
Absolutely. Mental resilience is key. The coaching guide links it directly to maintaining that aggressive mindset. You need to handle errors, bounce back quickly, and not let setbacks make you tentative.
So it's this whole package skills, mind, environment. What about actual drills in practice? How do you train for this?
Yeah, good question. Internet Brats had a neat idea. Delegate ball contacts to the players in drills. Meaning less predictable coach-fed balls, more game-like situations where players are passing, setting, hitting themselves, making decisions. Builds feel and confidence.
Makes sense. Giving them ownership.
Totally. And the main coaching guide adds the value of individual practice working on specific shots, weaknesses, but also, really importantly, drills that mimic game flow.
Game-like situations?
Yes. Practicing those aggressive transitions, say, from a dig straight into an attack sequence. USA volleyball materials mention things like 6-on-6 transition drills focused exactly on that quick shift from defense to offense.
So integrating the skills, not just practicing them in isolation.
Precisely, making it feel like a real match.
Okay, we've covered physical, tactical. What about the purely mental side of getting ready to be aggressive?
Super important. The comprehensive guide mentions mental prep techniques. Visualization is a big one.
Picturing success.
Yeah, mentally rehearsing successful attacks. Seeing the ball land in the open court, feeling the confidence swing. It builds that self-belief before you even play, like creating a mental win first.
Okay, and mental toughness.
Right. The guide highlights that for focus and concentration, especially under pressure. You need to keep that aggressive approach even when things get tight.
So pre-game routines could help here.
Definitely. Mental warm-ups to get switched on, ready for competition. It's about preparing the mind just like the body.
Makes total sense. Okay, one last, but maybe tricky point. Balancing this aggression with strategy. You can't just go full tilt all the time, right?
No, absolutely not. That's a critical piece. The coaching guide stresses this. The aggressive mindset must go hand in hand with smart decisions, court awareness, shot selection.
Intelligent aggression.
That's a great way to put it. Knowing when to hammer it and when maybe a clever tip or roll shot is the better play based on the defense.
And the setter is obviously key here.
A huge role. The setter is like the quarterback, right? Reading the defense, setting up their hitters in the best spots to be aggressive effectively. It's a partnership.
And analyzing the other team comes into play too.
For sure. Identifying weaknesses in their block or defense that you can then target with those aggressive but strategic plays.
So it's really this integration of everything: individual mindset, skills, team strategy, setter connection.
Exactly. It all has to work together to create that outside hitter who isn't just powerful, but consistently dangerous and smart on the court.
Wow, okay. This has been a really great deep dive. So to kind of wrap up, aggressiveness for outside hitters isn't just hitting hard. It's confidence, calculated risk-taking.
Puts pressure on the defense, inspires the team.
Yeah. And critically, it's something coaches can actively develop through setting expectations, positive feedback, smart drills, mental prep, the whole package.
Right. It's not just innate talent. It can be cultivated.
And at the end of the day, blending that strategically aggressive mindset with constantly improving skills and court smarts, that's what really makes an outside hitter impactful, right? Contributes big time to team success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So a final thought maybe for you listening. Think about where in your own life, maybe work or hobbies, you could blend confident action with strategic risk-taking. How can you be proactively aggressive but also smart about it?
Good question to ponder.
And if you are involved in volleyball, definitely check out some of the coaching resources we mentioned for more depth. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.